Welcome to Space Socket. A 30-year-old single woman is blaming men for all her relationship struggles. Kevin Samuels steps in to challenge that perspective.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. How are you? Oh my God,
Okay, how old are you?
I am 30.
All right, what is your first name?
Fania.
Okay, what is your criticism or critique?
My criticism is basically, I was just wondering, because the same way that I feel that you put women on the spotlight and you kind of put pressure on them to kind of answer your questions and prove their value, I feel that you should also put Black men on the same type of pressure, because the same the same thing that you say about women not presenting themselves properly, and it's the same way we are saying that Black men are not presenting themselves to us
All right, my
properly.
turn. Okay. Ma'am, how old are you again?
I'm 30.
My platform is one. Have Black men been critiqued enough?
I understand that. Yes,
No,
they've
I'm asking. Have
yes,
Black men been critiqued?
yes, they've been critiqued.
Okay, right. So are you asking me for a balance?
Not really a balance. Maybe you don't even have to do it enough. I just feel like you're the spokesperson for them. I would like to hear them speak for themselves more, because
They can't.
why can't they?
They've
What?
been speaking, excuse me, they've been speaking in their houses, in their lives, excuse me, don't shake your head. Black men have been speaking for my entire lifetime. Y'all aren't listening. Black men, where do you think I learned all this stuff from? Listening to, listen, they can't. They do, where can Black men speak freely without being shouted down?
Um. Well, this is what right.
No, answer my question first, then move on. Where can Black men speak freely without being shouted down?
Well, they can speak to us.
Where?
When we on dates to talk to them instead of upfront about who they.
On dates.
Yes, on dates we.
Man, you're not even being okay. Let me be more clear.
Mhm.
What platforms or institutions can a Black man speak without being shouted down?
Maybe your platform. You can have them speak
Ma'am,
right now.
this is okay. So, I'm supposed to build my business, my platform, and then make it to where, see, I want you to understand, you've already answered the question. There is no place. If they got to come to my platform, that means there's not a place where Black men can go. And that's exactly what I said earlier. They can't. Do you get that?
I
If,
I get that. That's what it's because I agree with why I feel that they should be given a chance to,
given a chance by who?
because you're the
Given a chance by whom?
well,
Me?
because but I'm trying to say why I'm saying that, Kevin. Please try to understand.
No, I'm saying they should be given a chance by whom? Whom?
Well, you saying there's nowhere for.
No, who should give them a chance is what I'm asking.
We're willing to give a chance right now.
Whom, ma'am? Okay, I'm asking you. I said, where? You said Black men should be able to speak. I said they can't. Then I asked you, where should they go? You said they can do it. Where can they go without being shut down? First thing you said is on a date. That's crazy. Then I said, what businesses or institutions or platforms? You said on yours. Out of the whole global world, you expect all the Black men to converge onto one platform. Do you see a problem with that? But let me hold on. I want you to listen.
Mhm.
Where can black women go to speak their concerns?
I don't think black women are speaking their concerns.
You
Right,
don't think black women have platforms to speak their concerns?
not really. I feel like right now I'm speaking my concern too, and I feel
Madame Noir, Essence, Ebony, Grapevine, Bossip, Onsite.
that's not
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Are you serious? Black women's concerns are magnified and amplified. And see, this is the problem. This is the problem. You got one man with one voice. And I want you to understand that black women are so brittle and so sensitive to where they can't tolerate one place. And then I'm supposed to build this up. Then I'm supposed to say, come on over, millions of black men. Well, how about this? If you want to hear black men's concerns, I'll tell you how we do it. What you do is you go and you work with, petition, and convince black women to give their platforms over to black men. You go tell the black women who command the public square, all right, we've had our say. It's in November is International Men's Month. In all of November, we're gonna just turn our platforms over to black men. See how many black women would let that happen.
I understand all the things that you're saying, and as you can listen to your point of view, but I feel like maybe we're losing the meaning of what both are saying. What I'm trying to say, I'm happy that and you are a spokesperson for black men. But all I'm saying, maybe you can do one episode where you question black men, but you question black women. That's all.
What? Question black man, I did that for 3 years. That's what I did the first 3 years.
And they have proven.
That was what I did the first 3 years.
Mm.
Who listened?
Maybe I have to.
Who listened? Who
I'm,
listened?
I'm,
The first 3 years I talked to men. Who listened?
I've been with you for a whole year now.
Ma'am, please. I did that for 3 years. Who listened?
I'm willing to listen. That's.
I asked you, who listened? Answer that question.
I'm not sure who listened because I wasn't. I didn't there at the time.
Right. How did you get here?
I got here because
Because I started talking to women. And then the world listened.
Okay, I get it now.
All right, let's break this down. When someone starts attributing all their dating problems to one side, like blaming men entirely, it creates a very narrow view of a much more complex situation. And this is where Kevin Samuels typically steps in with a reality-based approach. Because relationships aren't one-sided systems. They involve two people, two sets of choices, and two patterns of behavior that interact over time. Now let's be honest. Sometimes frustration comes from repeated disappointment, and it's easy to generalize from that experience. But generalizations don't actually solve the underlying issue. They just simplify it emotionally. The key question becomes, what patterns have been consistent across those experiences? Because if the outcome keeps repeating, it's worth examining whether there are contributing factors on both sides of the equation, not just one. This is where accountability matters. Not blame, but ownership. What choices were made? what standards were applied, and what signals were accepted or ignored along the way. Because without that reflection, the same cycle tends to continue, just with different people involved. So the takeaway is simple. Frustration is valid, but understanding is more useful. And clarity comes from looking at the full picture, not just the parts that feel easiest to point at. At the end of the day, growth in relationships doesn't come from assigning blame. It comes from recognizing patterns and making better decisions moving forward.